Liberian, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk.
Seku Sherry say,
Liberian, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue. Forget about the passion. Seku Sherry. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue.
Yes. Some are dead, some are fighting, some are living, some are fighting. But if the dead can fight, then why you who's living cannot fight? And this is how we would like to say good morning, Liberia. Good morning, Liberians, wherever you're joining this broadcast from. We want to say good morning to you and welcome to Good Morning, Liberia. This is where we converge to talk about the issues that matters to our dear country, Mama Liberia. This is where we speak truth to power. This is where we enlighten the Liberian people's minds and also take in all of their comments. And I'm passing through all of the hospitals, clinics this morning. I'm passing through the towns and villages. I'm also passing through all of the offices this morning. And I'm also here saying good morning to all of the keke riders, the pimpin' boys, the Yano boys, the taxi drivers. And I'm saying good morning to all of you, those of our market women who sat in their market table this morning. I'm saying good morning to you, those of you in offices, making your way to offices. I want to say good morning to you, and I want to invite you, I want to welcome you so that we have breakfast together this morning. Let me say good morning to all of our online followers, those of you within the diaspora. I'm also saying good morning to you, and I'm welcoming you to Good Morning Liberia. Let me say good morning to Voice of Liberia 104.1 listeners in Monrovia. And I also want to say good morning to those of you in Grand Bassa County. That is Voice of Liberia 95.7. I'm saying good morning to Pazolens this morning. And I also want to say good morning to the people of Banga City, to the people of Bon County. That is Voice of Liberia 90.7 in Bon County. Those of you who are locked down this morning to Good Morning Liberia, I am saying good morning to you and welcoming you to another beautiful edition of Good Morning Liberia. And to those of you in Margidi, let me say good morning to those of you in Margidi County. For those of you who's joining us from the Habel Belt, I'm saying good morning. I'm also passing through all of the towns and villages in Margidi County, welcoming you to Good Morning Liberia. And those of you in Vonchama Setelofa County, I'm saying good morning to you. That is 96.7 Voice of Liberia. And those of you in Cape Mountain, Nimba County, just wherever you are joining us, I'm saying good morning to you and welcoming you to Good Morning Liberia. My name is Samira One Line. And of course, I'm Samira One Line, and I'm here this morning with you up to, that is 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, we will be taking our exit. But today, there's another match again. The counter meet continues. Just the other day, you had the opening, and on today, there's another match between the counties. So how it's going to end up will also allow Liberians to get the prediction of today's game. And also, there are a couple of things that we will go into. We're going to talk about the last senator of Nimba County, PYJ. On this morning, his body is being carried, or is carried, to the people of Nimba County, where he's going to be buried. But on last night, at his school and church in the Lovers Street Belt, they had his remains there. And there was a workkeeping there last night where you had people trooping in. And on yesterday, too, his remains was being taken at the Capitol building. He served as a senator for 18 years. He served for the Nimba County people. And yesterday, you had the current president, Joseph Yuma Boakai. He signed the book of condolence for PYJ the late. And also, you had the former president, George Weah there. You also signed the book of condolence. And he said that he's going to be in Nimba County because he's a son of Nimba. the Vice President Jeremiah Cohn, and he said that PYJ told him that he's going to be the next leader for the party MDR and also the next president of Liberia. We were talking about that. And also we're asking Liberians this question this morning. Should Liberia still be begging for aid? Should Liberia still be begging for aid? That is the question this morning. We're going to have a little conversation around the Minister of Information and some media personnel. Sometimes the journalists do the way in which they take the profession. They do the thing as if to say, you know, but we will get into it. We will play you something here this morning. There are a couple of things that will be discussed. All you need to do is sit and wait till 10 o'clock. The cash giveaway is on this morning. And of course, we're giving out 4,000 Liberian dollars this morning. Yesterday, you had 10 persons that won. 10 persons won yesterday, and we called all of our leaders, our winners, and this morning we're also giving out 4,000 again. The board has been open since 7 o'clock, so I hope that you people are playing. Those of you in Lofa County, give this a try, and let's see as to if it works. Star 799 hash, and then you select option 8 for Voice of Liberia. Put in 100 Liberian dollars and play with it. Or you put in 70 cents. Those of you who have USD in your accounts, you can put in 70 cents. Those of you who have LRD, you put in 100 Liberian dollars. And the code to dial is star 799 hash. And then you select option 8 for Voice of Liberia and play with your 100 Liberian dollars. It is easier, Liberians, it is easier to fool people than it is to convince them that they have been fooled. So it's easier to fool people, you know, if the people have not yet seen what you can do and everything. But once the people have been fooled by you, to convince them again, it's going to be something hard. So that's the wise words we have for you this morning. But let us do the acknowledgement. We have a couple of people who's following us this morning, and it's prudent enough that we'll be able to acknowledge some of them. If even we cannot do all of it, it's prudent that we go through and be able to acknowledge some of our followers this morning. So I did give out the lineup. These are things that will be discussed and taking us up to 10 o'clock this morning. We will talk about all of these things on the broadcast. The cash giveaway is on. Keep playing this morning. We're giving out 4,000 Liberian dollars. So we want to give it out to about 15-20 persons, because yesterday we did 10. Today we will do 20. So we are adding another 10 onto the 10 that we did yesterday. So this morning we will give out 4,000 each to 20 persons. So let's calculate it and see how much we have currently in our account. So 4,000 to 20 persons, okay, is 80,000. So this morning we have 80,000 in our account, and we will be giving it out 4,000 each to a person, 4,000 each to a person, till we be able to give out the 80,000. So the code to dial is, those of you in Lofa, in all of the counties, let me make it simple for you. That star, there's a thing on your phone called star or number, or whatever called star. You press star, and then you press 799. You press hash, and then you call. When you call, you will see options. The only number you have to pick from the options that will be given to you, that number 8. You press number 8. When you press number 8, meaning you're playing on Voice of Liberia, the winning station. When you press number 8, you call it again. Then something will come there telling you for you to take money from your account. The money you have to take from your account is 100 Liberian dollars. So here is it. You can play more than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. But the problem here is you have to play one by one. So if you play the first 100, then you go back and dial another star 799 hash again to play again. Because the more you play, the more chances you stand to win. Right? So when you dial it, they'll tell you to take 100 Liberian dollars or 70 cents from your account. You take out the $100 if you have Liberian dollars account. You take out the 70 cents if you have USD account. When you take it from there, they will ask you for your password or your PIN code, meaning the code that you use to open your mobile money. When you went to the boys on the road, when they said, oh, give me something, so you can put it down as your code. It is that same code that you will put there. And once you place that code in and call it again, meaning you have played on Voice of Liberia already. So all you need to do is play again. So if you don't have credit on your phone, I advise you to go and put some money on your phone. Only Lone Star. Orange will be coming in shortly, but for now, only Lone Star we're doing. So we get 80,000 here. We're going to give it out to 20 persons, 4,000 each. This is Siliki Tuaro, and he says, good morning, Voice of Liberia family. Asata Miller writes, good morning, VOL family. I'm watching from Soul Clinic community. Good to be on the show. Nathan Kemo Gamo Senior writes, good morning, Voice of Liberia. Following you from Conakry, Guinea. And then Stanley Sharif goes on by saying, good morning, VOL. I'm watching from a Broadville resident. Christian Sikwe writes, and he says, a pleasant good morning. I'm following this intriguing conversation closely from a Capitol building office. This is Yans Badio, and he writes, good morning, Voice of Liberia, and good morning to the peace-loving citizens of Maryland County. I'm watching live from a District 16, Montserrat County, Central Nukru Town resident, where Honorable Dixon Sibo remains the most serious-minded lawmaker or representative. VOL, thanks so much for always updating us on issues pertaining to our country, Mama Liberia. And this is Emmanuel Mayon, and this person says, good morning, family. I'm following you from Banga, Bon County. Fatou Sharif, I'm sorry. She says, good morning, and she said, thanks for the good work. Edie Wolo writes, good morning, VOL family. I am following from my residence on UN Drive. Thanks for the show. C.A. Menston goes on by saying, good morning, Voice of Liberia. I am C.A.P. Menston Jr. joining you guys from Johnsonville building. Okay, Otis says, good morning, Voice of Liberia. I'm Otis Dukba, following from UAE. Gavler Samuel Gavler writes that he's following us from Port Line Road. Joshua Moapa says he's following us from Swakoko City, Bon County. Salia M. Yes, she says that, I don't know as to if it's a man or a woman, but this person said that they are following the conversation closely from Capital Bypass. And then Ruben Bisse writes, and he says that he's following us from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Peter One Day is following us from Crown Hill Community. Nivet Pivet is following us from Monrovia. Sunday Flomo says, good morning, VOL. I'm Sunday S. Flomo, and I'm following this morning from Bon County, Phoebe Community. How will the son of our president be like without legitimate speaker? And then Mohammed Bamba Kamara said, no sound. The sound is there now. There's too many other comments here. Let's see as we get to the bottom of it. Too many persons commenting. Sharif Gavi says, good morning, Voice of Liberia family. I'm following you from Banga City, Bon County. Sam Yapa says, good morning, Samira. Gray Joe Gray writes, good morning, VOL. My name is Joe Gray. This is Gray Joe Gray. I'm watching you from 21st Street Sinker. Thanks for the good work this morning. And then Juja Onwa said that, guys, please share the live. Please share the live video. And then Dinah Williams says, good morning. I'm watching from New York City. And Otavos S. Weah says he's following us from Broadville. And then Eddie Phillips writes, good morning. Happy New Year, my dear sister. This is Ellis D. where he writes, good morning, Samira. One lie, I'm watching from 16th Street Sinker. This is my first time watching you live. I'm glad to see you. I heard your voice, or I have been hearing your voice. I think that was what he meant, every morning. And this is Stanley Sharif. He said, until the government officials of Liberia do the right thing, Liberia as a country need to take that responsibility to build the rehabilitation center for them. Mary Doe says, good morning from Canada. And then Edward Cooper writes, good morning. I'm watching you from Camp 4, Yekepa, Nimba County. Marcus Sao is following us from Margibi on the Voice of Liberia, 89.7. And then Alex D. Guer is following us from 16th Street, Single. And he said, this is my first time watching you live from our comfort zone. And there's too many other comments here, which of course we will not read all of them. Ma Yama's son says, good morning. I'm watching from Banka Bon County. Sam Yapa says, Samira, you are the best. And then this is Prosperity Otis Chelsea Boya. This person writes, good morning, Voice of Liberia. Thanks to you guys this morning. Bill Chuku Tolon writes, good morning. I'm Bill J. Tolon, following from Banka City, Bon County. Definitely for the fellow Liberians, you know that we will not read all of the comments. You know, the other time someone said, Mira, you cannot read my part of comment. And I'll be like, the comments can be many. And if we read all of them, we will not go into the discussion that we are to go into. So we just acknowledge few. And then, you know, the rest, you know, once a comment is there, yeah, meaning you've made efforts, right? So I want to say this morning, I want to tell you all to share the live video, invite a friend to watch, invite a friend to listen as we go about this morning. So all you need to do is continue to share the live video. Tell somebody, say, oh, we're doing this and this is it. So the cash giveaway is on, like we said, we're giving out 4,000 Liberian dollars, and all you need to do is star 799 hash, and then you select option 8 for Voice of Liberia, and then you put in your 100 Liberian dollars and be able to win yourself how many dollars again? 4,000 Liberian dollars. So quickly this morning, we're going to start with the remains of the late Nimba County Senator Prince Yomi Johnson. On yesterday, it was being taken at the Capitol building, where you had the president, former president, the vice president, and other people. They signed the book of condolence, and later it was taken at the church and school compound in the Lover Street belt, where they had a wake there, and his body is to be taken, or it is already taken, to Nimba County on today, so that Nimbayans can be able to bury one of the king's men, I mean. So, but there was a statement made by the vice president, the current vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn. Specifically, is what we're going to be looking at. So let's look at it from the death of Prince Johnson and everything. Thank God that finally he will be laid to rest and all of that. We're grateful for that. No one will stay on air forever. That is something that we know. But the late senator, he wasn't ill. He just fell. And he was being taken out of the hospital and pronounced dead. And yesterday, you had the vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn. He had a lot to say about the late Senator Prince Johnson. But let me just say this. To others, Prince Johnson was a warlord. He murdered others' parents. He did terrible things to other people, which of course, some Liberians, they are still living with that, you know, that traumatized mind because of some of the things that he did. But on the other hand, to others, he's their God. To others, he saved them. He was protecting them. So each and every person, mind you, they have their own side of the story for the late Prince Johnson. So that is not something that we're going to dwell on. But here is the thing. The current vice president, that is Jeremiah Kuhn, he had a lot to say about the late senator, how it was the late senator who brought him to politics, put his hand up, and then he was being voted as representative. And the late senator called him, and at the end of the day told him that you're going to run as senator, and they put his hand up again, and he won the senatorial position. And after a time called him again and said that you will be the president of Liberia. Since I have tried 2 times and I'm not winning, we need somebody to serve as a leader for the MDR because I'm getting old, and also somebody to serve as the president of this country. So it was how he called him again and said that we want you to be a president. I'm putting your hand up for vice president and blah, blah, blah. And then Joseph Walker called him and they had a conversation, and now he's the vice president. You know, I always say this, that whenever a person dies, that is when all of the good things can be remembered. That is when people sit down and they think about all of the things that the person who is dead and gone did for them. Like it or not, Prince Johnson, the late, he had been a person that Nimbayans listened to, the political godfather from Nimba County. Whenever he said this, Nimbayans always go ahead and listen to him. So holding Jeremiah Kun hand, putting it up, Jeremiah Kun said it. I wasn't even prepared to be vice president or senator because he never thought that he could do it. But yet and still, they lifted his hand up and all of that. But here is it. Here is my point this morning. You know, all of what he said, my question here this morning is, at the time the late Prince Johnson needed you guys to do some things for him. Neither you guys to call him, or at the time he was calling you people to ask you for certain favor because he supported you people, because that's how it is. That's how it has been going. When Prince Johnson support you, you got to give him certain thing and everything. It's not free though. At the time, the President Bouaka was not picking up his calls. Is it that you, the Vice President Jeremiah Kun, you are picking up his call too? If it is true that you were picking up his calls, then why he had to call Darius DeLong, the fake Chinese light, to ask him for certain favor? Looking at all of the things that you said. Yes, you named out the good things. He did everything. You hold your hand, put it up for vice president, everything. But when you got into the position, did you pay him back? It said that when you were elected as a vice president, you still remembered him as a godfather, as a father who helped you in the process. Because mind you, if you listen to all of what the late Senator Prince Johnson said, this morning we have been looking at the bad side of Prince Johnson, but this morning let's focus on what Jeremiah Kun said, the VP. If you listen to all of the audios that we have been playing here, the late Senator Prince Johnson, he had been complaining a lot. He said that the people, they put him one side. So he's in his corner. None of them answering his calls. So he's in his corner waiting for 2029. Those are some of the remarks he made. So is it that you, Jeremiah Kun, all of the good things you say here, is it that if you have been answering his calls or calling him, knowing that he was the one that put your hands up, he would have said all of what he said? Or is it that he did the good for you at the end of the day, when you arrived to where you arrived, you turn your back? You yourself said it, that you never expected yourself and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't something that you planned for and everything. So after holding your hands, after doing all of what he did, how did you pay him back? What was his payback? You two are from Nimba County. You know, it's not just about looking at the remains of Prince Johnson and saying all of the good things. So that's why they play the paper or answer that he had said or beating you. If there was a chance that you could wake up and say, this is not it. Or is it that you say all of these things because you want to buy the sympathy of the people of Nimba County? You know, I'm trying to, ask this man, and also so that Liberians be able to listen to it. Because mind you, Jeremiah wants to be the next in line to be the political godfather of Nimba County, to be, the people that to be a person that the people will listen to. So all of what he said, he's trying to say that Prince Johnson looked up to him as the next political godfather before he could pass. That was what he's trying to say. He dropped from Prince Johnson, dropped the lid, dropped from whatever. He was in the bathroom and he dropped. And he went to the hospital for everything and said, oh, blah, 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 this happened, that happened. Yes, whenever a person passes 7 score and 10, that is how it's called. Whenever the person passes, people be like, this person lived their life. And actually speaking, Prince Johnson lived his life though, because he passed 70. So he lived. Nobody will live forever. But all of the remarks that Jeremiah Kuhn is making now, is it that there was attention being paid to this man? Is that it? Or it's just because you care of the people, you care for the people of you just care about Nimbayans, seeing your good side and taking you as the political godfather. That is all you care about. So you just make all of those remarks. Of course, the late senator is not here to tell us if it is true or not. So all we do is listen to you and ask these questions. Because the complaint was too much from this man. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse to tell you that this is what that killed the late senator. No. But we have common sense. You listen to all of what he said. The people ain't get time for me. Me, I'm in my leg corner because I don't know what to do again. I put the people there at the end of the day, according to them, they don't even want to answer my call. And everything. And to hear the vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn, saying all of what he said, when I was watching the video, I said, is it that he's just trying to buy Nimbayans' sympathy? To see him as the good person? Because he said that the late senator said that he will be next in line to lead MDR. That he will be the next president. But let me just say this. If Jeremiah Kuhn think that he will be elected as president, then he's living on a dead thinking. Or he's living on a dead future. In a sense that if you see yourself as the next president in this country, that's not true. Because you doesn't even represent a presidential material. Right? You don't even look like one. You cannot talk like one. Absolutely nothing you have that will qualify you to be a president. And when you're thinking that the Nimbayans will say, let's make him president, I have been saying this and I'll continue to say this. Nimba County alone cannot produce a president. If Nimba County alone could produce a president, then Prince Johnson could have been president. But to tell you that the 15 political subdivision, they have to come together. The 15 counties have to come together in order to select a president or elect a president. So if you think that you will say all of these things, all of these cherishing words, and we all know that it was what I said, that to some people, Prince Johnson is a warlord, he's bad, he did some terrible things. To others, he helped them a lot. That is it. That is life. Others, they see him as their God because of some of the things that he did for them. And others, they see him to be a wicked man. We cannot come here and dispute the fight that others will see him this way, others will see it that way. But we are being focused on the vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn. All of what he said yesterday. We want to get the voice here. I don't know. Let's get the audio. You will listen for yourself. And when you listen, after that, we will play the audio 2 times. And after it, we will go to the phone lines to your Liberians on it. The cash giveaway is on. We're giving out 4,000 Liberian dollars. All you need to do is dial *799 now hash and select option 8 for Voice of Liberia. When we get through with the course, we will take 5 winners for the cash giveaway when we get through with the course. So if you are there, play. We'll be giving out 4,000 each to 5 persons as soon as we get through with the course. Do not forget that we want to give money out to 20 persons. So we have 80,000 here to give 4,000 out each. *799 hash, and then you select option 8 for Voice of Liberia. Play with 100 Liberian dollars or 70 cents. Let's take the Vice President audio.
That was it. Tell that day of the king's son. He lifted my hand and won the election overwhelmingly. The day we had the speaker election was my first day in capital, even though where the teamwork was. If this guy who I brought me here, if it wasn't for him, I would not be here. And that's why I'm one of those who believe God sent me for many things, but I was one of the reasons why God sent him. And saying that thank you for bringing me this far. If I stay here to pay tribute, it will not end. I will just feel. Tell me I have a perennial place, I will only take this perennial part. In 2017, he also lifted my hand. And I won again for the second time as a representative. And I started out. I wanted to make money, and in the private sector, there's more money. I told the people, thank you, my district, I was running no more, and I was okay with politics, and after the 6 years, I would go to the private sector. Senator Yala I brought with Senator Johnson to clean at either ECOWAS conference or some conference. And when the chief by the book then called me and said, look, we left Senator Johnson. The discussion we had with him, guys that said prepare, I think he's coming to make you senator. And when Senator got to the airport, he asked that I go to the airport. When I got there, he said, Jerry, got prepared to be senator. And I said, Senator, if you want me to be senator, then you got to declare it. And he called the country and said, Jerry is my next senator. And he will release everywhere in the country in the world. He became senator. Not yet. And so I said, okay, let me focus and get work for my people, and maybe after 9 years I can exit. In 2010, around December, December, late November, early December, I'm getting ready to come for session. And I got a call from Larry Yelu, who sits somewhere around this corner here today. And I picked this guy, I said, Larry, he says, talk to the senator. And the senator said to me, Terry, I said, yeah. He said, you are good. Get ready to be president. He said, President, I said, President, for what? He said, for that prayer, I had to have money, maybe the chief of two people out. I said, okay, chief. He said, well, I'm excited, it's scary. I said, no, it's scary, I'm scared. And all I thought it was a joke. So I keep the session. The next day he called me to his house. And they tell you you gotta run. I grew you because I wanted you to be after me. Lima is empty. If you don't run, Lima will launch some people out because I'm not running for president, I'm running for my seat. And so you must fill in this gap. So I will resign for the party, and you will take over the party as the political leader instead of the party. Because I'm old, I tried 2 times. The Liberian people said, no, let me try you. I said, saying that that's not a political leader. This is something I mean, no discussion, no preparedness, nothing. And the press started hearing the news, calling me, and they want to confirm it because my own at the time. When you get in the morning, the evening, it was perfect. So I was careful. I don't want to make it about it happen today. I will not talk from because tomorrow when I talk on the person, I didn't laugh. I didn't know he was serious. No reason in the joking that we all know he was a man who was a rooster and he crowed. No other rooster should crow. Why would he want me to be a leader? So it was unbelievable. When we got in Tampa, the program was about to start. I said, the guy can take the minds. I will not say anything. But he charged the white palette. He said, I'm old. After that, we got in Monrovia. I got a call from President Barker.
Okay, so we will take it over. We're going to take it over so that Liberians can listen again before we go to the phone lines. But let me say this quickly. We had a slight error. The cash giveaway, we are actually giving out 20,000 and 100,000. So we are not giving out 4,000. We're giving out 20,000 to each person, to more than 5 persons. Then we will give out 100,000 to one person. So the code, you are not using that code. So for those of you who have been using that code, I know that you are not been going through. So the code to use this morning, it is *799 *90#. *799 *90#. That is the code to use. So if you dial *799 *90#, play more than 5-6 times, because one person will be going home with 20,000 each. So if you dial that code, play, and at 8:15 we will do a draw for 20,000. So those of you there in Lofa, in Buchanan, in Grand, Cape Mount, in Bon County, in Mahibi, in Nimba County, the code is *799 *90#. That is the code, and we'll give you 20,000. So if you are there, *799 *90# for 20,000. Those of you who have been playing with the $100, I know you are not been going, because we are actually to give out 20,000 and 100,000 this morning. So we gave out 20,000 to more than 4 persons. So let's get about 10 persons to play. Then we give out 20,000 to one person. We get another 10. We give out 20,000 to another person. But those of you who are playing, make sure you play more than 1-2 times. You are playing with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. This morning is either you win the 100,000 or you win the 20,000. Out of it, know that you will be a winner. So those of you who's listening, who your friends, they listen and they followed the wrong one, we're telling you that this morning we're giving out 100,000 this morning, and we're also giving out 20,000 this morning. So Lopa County, one of you there could win 100,000. That's a good money. Those of you in Grand Plaza, you win 100,000. That's a good money. 100,000 Liberian dollars. People have been winning it. You can win it.